again today. That's right here on this very, very special episode 200. We are welcoming back a very special veteran here at the E's and B's podcast. That's right, folks. This man, one of our first guests back in the day, almost 4 years ago, coming to us from Berkeley, Colorado. He is the longest reigning champion at Rocky Mountain Pro right here in Colorado. My man, the Vulture, Dustin. Yeah. How's it going, my man?
That's right, man. Thank you for the intro. And that's right. You got to remind everybody, longest reigning champion of all time.
That's right. And we hope that stands for the longest time ever. As we were talking prior, as the fans and listeners may or may not know, Dustin, a very, very cool veteran here at the E's and B's, started way back when we first kicked this thing off, was gracious to come on here a couple times and share some knowledge, obviously give his history. You can go back in the archives and check out those episodes there on the E's and B's podcast. But this week, as we know, it's special. We're bringing my man in. We had to have one of the other veterans here in the wrestling game, of course, to talk a little bit about the E's and B's. But before we jump into that, I want to touch on a couple things here as we talk. My man, the Vulture, he's back in the squared circle finally after a 2-year hiatus. Had some injury things to heal up. And of course, storylines also sometimes take time to bring back the best. But back in the squared circle again, Dustin, tell the fans and listeners out there, how does it feel to finally be back inside those ropes?
It's good, man. And on one hand, it's weird being gone for so long, and it's kind of weird being back, but at the same time, it feels right. Like I knew I wanted to come back. I knew I had to come back, and it was only a matter of time. But now it's finally, I've been back for, like I said, the end of January, I came back and I had my first match back in February. So it was, like I said, I was almost gone exactly 2 years, but it's been good coming back. And I definitely been working on, I didn't feel like I had too much ring rust, a little bit here, but definitely had to get my ring cardio up, my ring shape back up. But I'm feeling better and better. And, I had a lot of good matches, a lot of big matches since I came back. So we're getting back in the swing of things. So it's been fun.
Man, that's so good to hear. And of course, I've been trying to keep up with you as much as possible with all the crazy madness that we touch on here at the E's and B's. I can't always be everywhere at once. But like I said, I'm so excited to see you back in the squared circle. And of course, we know the future's coming up for you. What is kind of the outlook? What's the goals that you're going for, maybe to finish out this 2024 year and maybe jump into next season there, 2025, at, of course, Rocky Mountain Pro?
So I came back for a couple reasons. I came back because, after part of what came with being the longest reigning champion of Rocky Mountain Pro of all time was running with the wake, being the leader of the wake with me and Damon Ace and JK Pop. And then right after I happened to lose my title, JK Pop kind of ditched me, and Damon Ace decided to jump me from behind and curb stomp me into the mat, curb stomp my face into a chair. And so, yeah, I had to go away for a while. I had to heal up and get things back together. And so I came back. I wanted to fight Damon Ace, and I finally got to fight him a couple of times in this last couple months here. And we beat the hell out of each other. I'm sure you've seen the pictures on social media. I had welts from chairs, my weight belt, you name it. And but now that that's in the rearview mirror for now, I want to go. My other goal is I want my belt back, man. Like, not just, I want not just my legacy. If I was done at the beginning of 2022, and if I was done then and I went out as the longest reigning Rocky Mountain Pro champion of all time, like, that would be cool. But I feel like I want a little bit more to cap my legacy here at Rocky Mountain Pro. Like I want to be there. I think there's only been a couple people who have been two-time champions here, and like I said, I want my belt back. So my goal in the next year is I want to get in the title picture, and I want my belt back. And if anybody's going to beat the Vulture's record, it might as well be the Vulture. I mean,
There you go.
why not?
Man, said like a very, very smart pro. My man, the Vulture right there, laying it out. The main reason he's coming back is not just to get that belt. He's coming back to set history. He's trying to be one of the only two-time champions. And of course, you can check out the Vulture and all the Rocky Mountain Stars each and every week. Make sure you guys follow them on all of the social media outlets. Of course, we want to give a big shout out to Yaden, Lilith, Remy, Balaam, Jumbo, Bruce, all the boys and girls that came right here on the Easy Bees and shown some love over these past 200 episodes. But let's talk about that, Dustin. Could you think or even imagine when you and I first sat here for the very first time on the Easy Bees podcast that I'd be bringing you back on 199 episodes later?
It's crazy to think about but I know you're like me, and you're just gonna stick it out, and you're gonna keep plugging away. You're gonna keep doing it, and I listen every Friday, listen every week. So, I'm always even if if we don't even if we don't talk for a little bit, I'm always listening, and so no, I think that's awesome, man. Like I knew like me, you'd stick with it, and I'm sure you got plenty of goals you want to hit too, just like me, and so you're gonna keep plugging away, and whether it's just you or sometimes when we get LB on there and or all your guests and stuff here and there. And I know you've been hitting a lot up with the racing world, which is kind of cool to hear about, because I don't know a lot about racing. Like I like
Yeah,
it, I don't follow it a lot because
right.
obviously I'm super busy wrestling all the time, but I think it's kind of cool to catch little glimpses of this stuff here and there with you guys and other stuff that I wouldn't normally hear about. So it's kind of cool. And so, like I said, yeah, I think it's cool that you're still plugging away and doing your thing.
Absolutely, man. Like that gives me chills hearing that from you. That's the goal. That's been the goal from day one, is always to spread the word, the love, and try to make this a family feeling atmosphere. And that's what I've felt like it has been over these last coming up on 4 years here in just a couple weeks. But you hit the nail on the head. My goal from day one was to reach out to people that love sports, but not necessarily have enough time to keep up with all of it. Now, yeah, I might not have all of it on here each and every week, but I try to keep up to date with what's going on in the actual world itself. Try to keep you involved, and that's the best part of my job. I think is I get to dabble in a lot of things, and it feels good to know that there's fans and listeners out there that enjoy hearing other things that they normally wouldn't, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like you always say, like you help spread awareness, not only local people like myself and Rocky Mountain Pro and other local sponsors and stuff, but like even people like you said, some of the racing guys that are in like other states and stuff
Right.
that
Right.
normally I don't know about. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
Love
yeah,
that.
so it's pretty cool to hear about all that stuff, because like you said, I don't keep up with lots of stuff, but it's cool to even if you don't always have time to keep up and watch everything, like full races
Yep.
or games or wrestling shows or whatever it is, you can still get a little abbreviated little cliff notes here, every week from you. And
That's
so
right.
it's pretty cool. So like I said, keep doing what you're doing, because I appreciate you spreading the word of Rocky Mountain Pro, of the Vulture, Dustin Urich, and everybody else from the wrestling world, the racing world, everybody else locally, and even the other sports world. It's pretty cool to hear about stuff. Like I hear things here and there, but some stuff I miss out on, because like I said, we
Right.
do a lot of wrestling shows, so I kind of miss a lot of things, because the prime nights that we're wrestling, that's the same prime nights for a lot of stuff for the sports world. So I miss a lot of
Understandable,
things.
yeah.
So that helps catch me up. And like I said, every morning after I hit the gym, every Friday morning, I should say, after I hit the gym, I always download the newest episode and listen to it, while I'm, you know, hitting the shower, getting ready to start work or do whatever I'm doing that day, and helps get me through the day. So
Man,
appreciate you.
we greatly appreciate that, dude, and that we love hearing that. And the door's always open for all my family there at Rocky Mountain Pro. Make sure, folks, like I said, if you're local here in Colorado, you need some action, look them up there on all the socials. They got action all week long, usually twice a week. They're putting on some tapings all over. You do not want to miss it. These are the rising stars. These are where your WWE, AEW, and Impact stars come from. And make sure, like I said, if you're local, go give them some love. Dustin, man, I've said it from day one, dude. You're one of the coolest there at Rocky Mountain Pro. I am honored, grateful, and thankful for you to come right here every time you have for the E's and B's. And you'll be right back here, hopefully, in the next 200 episodes or sometime in between. I cannot wait to have that. But until next time, folks, coming to us from Berthoud, Colorado. He is the longest, write it down, folks, reigning heavyweight champion at Rocky Mountain Pro, the Vulture, Dustin. Yeah.
That's right, man.
Thank you, my man. Make sure you guys
Thank
follow
you.
Dustin on all the socials and check him out, Rocky Mountain Pro. Peace.
Thank you, man.